Hey, 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 Karl Bryan coming at ya. Look at that hair. I can see myself. So yesterday I created a video on doing live events. And I was just talking about being strategic. And by the way, I forgot to put my iPods in. So it's pretty loud. And that might be too annoying for you. And that's okay. But you know what? Perfection stops it from happening. So just put it out there. And, you can decide if you want to watch it through the extra noise. No doubt this isn't, you still hear it here. But anyways, this, perfection stops it from happening. Perfection is like the lowest standard. It just doesn't happen. So anywho, so today, I was talking about you do live events. You got to do 10 events, right? You've got to be strategic. Before you start, you've got to be strategic that I'm not going to stop. What did I say the problem is? You do 1, 2, 3 events and let me know how it went. My reaction is going to be, you don't know how it's going. Because remember, you got to double the penny for 31 days to get to 10 million, right? Well, the problem is it's day 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 for a long time. And you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. You don't feel like you're winning, even though you are about to, right? So you gotta have, so this is where strategy comes in, so there's strategy in everything. But what I'll also tell you is that if I were to, so there, what would I say? Strategy, tactics, eat strategy, eat tactic for breakfast, right? And I don't disagree with that. There's absolutely truth in that. But ironically, if I was coaching you, if I was coaching the chiropractor and the dentist, what I would do is I would be quite tactical for the first 30, 60 days, okay? Why? There's a saying, progress equals happiness, straight from one Tony Robbins, and I absolutely believe it to be true. And the idea here is that when I tell you to do something, when I say do this, I don't want you to say why. When I say jump, I don't want you to ask why, I want you to ask how high, right? So early in your relationship, if you get some small wins, what you're gonna find is that's gonna establish trust and belief. Remember, I talked about a video recently on non-binary. It's not that they don't trust you, it's what level of trust do they have in you, right? And you clearly want that to be as high as possible. So it's not like a non-binary thing. You're passionate. It's not, are you passionate or are you not passionate? It's what's your level of passion, right? So anyway, so on a strategic, who's this going? Yeah, it is. So you got to be strategic, and like an example in something simple, right? Like a board game. If I play you in Scrabble, I'm gonna warn you, I'm probably gonna beat you, okay? By a lot. Why? There are 52 word, 2-letter words, right? And they're like XU, XI, ox, right? You know the word ox, but when you're playing, are you looking to use that X? What ends up happening is you get an X, a Z, and whatnot in your, in your 8 letters. And then you're holding them for a long time. And I'm like, the only reason I'm not playing this because I'm trying to hit a, I want to triple my points. So anyway, so you see how that's a strategy, right? Like it's before I go in, you're looking for 7-letter words, which is fine. But I'm just looking for 2s. So I'll let you guess what that would mean when you play your spouse or your kids or the guy with a PhD at Scrabble or like Monopoly. Another example is strategy. Okay, what happens? How many times could you go to jail in Monopoly? The answer is a lot, right? There's different cards, you land to go straight to jail. So, and then you play Monopoly with how many dice? 2. Well, the most popular number is 7 when you roll 2 dice. So the ones that you want to own are the 3 properties right before free parking. But what do most people want to own when they play Monopoly? including me back in the day. And that's Boardwalk in Park Place. Well, I want you to think of the go straight to jail. How many times do you go straight to jail? That means that if you're wondering why Boardwalk and Park Place don't get landed on, it's because you don't get to that part of the board with semi-consistency. And by the way, there's 2 of them, and how many of them of the other properties are there? And there's 3 for most of them, except for Baltic. But there's mostly 3. Well, percentages matter. I've talked about that. So let me tell you, 2 versus 3, give me the 3 for less all day long, over 2 that are higher value. But so that, again, strategy going in. So, it's like when I play hockey. I played a lot of hockey, and one of the things that if I was coaching your hockey team, we would spend a good percentage of time on face-offs. Why? If I got the puck, you don't. If we win the face-off, we got the puck, you don't. So I want to win face-offs. Most coaches and teams aren't spending much time worrying about face-offs. And then it's the play straight off the draw. Like I've got a play that we do in the defensive zone that we can get, we can get a what do you call it? We can get a breakaway with semi-consistency. So anyway, so it's just like strategy, different things you want to do. If you get, like I do lots of boxing and kickboxing, and you look comfy. When I do like boxing, I can tell you that the velocity, the strength of the punch matter. I don't have any punches. It's like when I connect, I really connect, and there's like a flick of the wrist as you make contact that makes all the difference, right? Remember when you were a kid, you ever take a towel and snap your buddy on the butt? Okay, it either worked for you if it didn't. If it did, in other words, you could really snap your bud, draw blood. It's because at the last second, you snap it hard, okay? A professional pitcher making 20, 30, 40, Lord knows how much money they make nowadays, 50 million a year, whatever it is, whatever crazy amount of money. At the last, like it's a flick of the wrist is the magic, right? So when you're batting, it's the flick of the wrist. Like that's like as you make contact with the ball, there's a wrist. Same with a slap shot, a wrist shot, snap shot in hockey. It's that flick of the wrist absolutely matters. So it's just strategy going in. So when you take on a coaching client, knowing that you're going to be tactical over strategic, despite very popular and correct advice that strategy eats tactic for lunch, it's a better way to do it. But when you go, how are you doing it? It's like if you go to a networking function, you want to go like and be Santa Claus. That's how you become popular, right? You go to the networking function and try get business, you don't get any. You go to a networking function and try to get business, give away business, and now you're onto something, right? That's a better approach. You want to be Santa Claus. If there's a realtor and then there's a mortgage broker, you ask the realtor, do you know that guy? Do you know that gal? And if he says no, you connect them. Say, you two should really get to know each other. There's a great relationship here. I don't know, I think that might work. It's just, again, it's knowing what you're looking for coming in. Just positioning. High-end coaching, remember, you get paid. Tony Robbins gets paid for who he is more than what he does. And that's Dan Kennedy, and that's the other greats as well, right? That's what you got to do. So, anywho, I think, so another strategy. I wrote a 45-page document, and one of the questions was like something to the effect of, what's my personal superpower? It wasn't exactly that, but that's the way that I interpreted the question and how I answered it. And what I wrote is my refusal to fall into shiny light syndrome. Just not interested. Just not going into crypto, not going into real estate. That doesn't mean that I don't. Well, I'm just not going to become the real estate guy. Investing is very different. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 10 hours during the day that I work. What is it that I'm doing? And I can tell you that I'm not going to like change my mind tomorrow and like become the crypto guy. I'm not going to like have an aha moment that all these rich people do real estate and that I should be doing it too, right? That's just not going to happen. So yeah. Saying no as a default. By the way, this is Warren Buffett. This is me channeling my inner Warren Buffett, okay? Why is Warren Buffett so successful? He'll tell you. He looks at 50 deals and doesn't do any. Somebody else will look at 50 deals and feel like they have to do one. They're like, this wouldn't be right to not do it, right? It's like, I wrote an email a while ago, like a long time ago, that it said like a good business coach does a great deal and feels outstanding, like the top, right? But a great business coach does a great deal and feels nothing, right? Like here's a question as a strategy, like overarching what you do. When you get a coaching client, let's say the highest paying coaching client you've ever got, let's say $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. When you get back to the office, back to your home office, back to the car, back to work, what do? Do you put your foot on the gas and accelerate? As in profit acceleration, like do you accelerate? Or do you jump up and down and call everybody call your wife, call your kids, call your grandma, call your mentor, and then not do anything for 3 days? Not generate a lead, not convert another client. That's the question. And that is where, you got to pour gasoline on that. That's that state. That's the story, the hunger, that makes me hungrier, right? I was a $100,000 coaching client, way back. And I used to sell $100,000 coaching companies way back in the day, like 2005, 6, 7, 8. And I closed one. I didn't slow down. I kept going, and I delivered on the people that bought, but I didn't slow down at all. I rocked and rolled. So, anywho, as a strategy, being efficient, and then maybe there's time, money, and relationships. Time, money, and relationships. When you're thinking about being efficient, thinking about leverage from a strategic point of view, and to make it easy, be thinking about time, money, and relationships. Relationships being the one that I think, kind of gets left behind. And by the way, so I haven't done a JV in years, right? I don't do interviews. I don't interview others for the most part. Haven't done them for a long time. Done one probably in the last, 2 years. Because I just don't. But that being said, I'm not saying follow my roadmap, because you should be building some relationships. And if we had a private talk, I'd be able to explain some dynamics behind that decision, which for today would be a bit of a rabbit hole that I don't know relevant. But that's what I think we should be. Time, money, relationships. With that, I have a relationship with my staff. I get a relationship with my clients. I get a relationship with my family, which is important. My family's not going well. My business feels it, right? So anyways, time, money, relationship, time being critical. But that's all I got for today, guys. It's strategic. And if you want to kick button Monopoly, or you want to challenge me to a game, I bet I beat you. So there you go. That's all I got, folks. God bless you. Take care. Bye.